really, really excited about this one. We have a very, very, very special guest with us, as you can see, and I'll be having her introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Olivia Appleberry. I'm from, as you heard, Northern Virginia, DMV area, 20 minutes away from DC.
I'd love to hear a little background on how you got started on TikTok and what brought you to this point in your social media journey.
Right. So one problem that I was having a lot with because I was in the financial services, life insurance, insurance industry, and in the beginning, I was just straight learning. I wanted to know every single thing about the details of it, and that's just the kind of person I wanted to be a sponge. So I was doing that for literally like 6 months to a year, and I was just straight learning. But then at the end point, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm learning all this information. I'm really passionate about it. I love talking about money, generational wealth, and all that stuff. But I'm such a creative person. How can I like, kind of put that energy into something that I can kind of combine the both, my talents of being creative and also as well as generational wealth, money, finance, insurance, all of that stuff. So I said, you know what? I'm really creative and I want to go into marketing as well. So I said, okay, I'm going to try the social media thing. I've tried it a couple of times, right? But for now, I had an actual reason where it was connected to a message. It was connected to an impact. It was connected to something. And I was like, okay, I'm going to actually be serious about this. So I went on TikTok because I was like, I really want to talk to the younger generation about this. Because I was seeing it. I was like, oh my gosh. I was looking around. I was like, is anybody not talking to these people? I was like shocked. I was like, this is such an untapped market. And like, obviously I can speak so well to younger generations because I just know what they go through. I know all this. So it's like, it was like a language for me. I was like fluent in it. So I was like, I'm going to talk to them just from a point of like the things that I went through and also the things that I overcome in my day-to-day being young and all of this stuff. And I'm going to kind of tell my message, tell my story. And then from there, it just skyrocketed. I mean, people want to see people like me do that because, again, we're not taught about it in school. I talk about this all the time. Therefore, I was like, this is such an untapped market. No one's talking to these people, and everyone's just assuming that they don't care about it. I even thought about, guys, before I even went on TikTok, I personally thought that no one cared about life insurance when they were young. I personally thought that. But then one video I made about being young and having life insurance, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, I need to get on this. And I was like, okay, everyone's interested. It was just in a second confirmation. So there are people out there, and that's how I started my social media journey, just from telling my story and really connecting it to a purpose, connecting it to like a why am I doing it, and not just posting just to post. It was like actually purposeful, and I wanted it to convert. So that's why I started.
Yeah, and we'll go into a little bit more later on that kind of myth that these younger generations, younger ages are not looking at purchasing life insurance or not interested, don't see benefits of that. And really, and especially the life insurance financial services, it seems to be a common misconception that a lot really buy into. In reality, and these numbers I'm sure have only gotten worse since I had last come across them, but it was a long time ago, came across that over like half of millennials had never been approached about life insurance, period. Like no one had ever talked to him about, no one had ever shared why that's important. And guys, we've all been through high school and stuff here. None of this stuff's taught in school. Nobody's going through and teaching you how to even do a budget, much less on how to, important life insurance, financial services are, how the stock market works, any of this stuff. School is like, who was Queen of England in the 1500s. Like how useful is that today? Not very useful, right? So that'd make a good Facebook Live or TikTok or whatever. But before we hop into that too, I'm interested in just talking real quickly about how you got into this life insurance and financial services space in general, as that's not normally let me hop into insurance, let me hop into financial services. Like it's not every 17, 18-year-old's dream to do that or even see the value in that. I mean, if I had been back 17, 18, I would have been like, this seems like the most boring thing in the world. I'm gonna go be a professional athlete or something. But yeah, how did that even come into happening?
Okay, good. Yeah. When it comes to that, I got into this industry because I was actually calling somebody, and now she's my mentor. And I called her, and I basically wanted to give her a presentation because I was practicing, because I was actually presenting for another company. And I called her and I said, okay, when do you want to set an appointment? This day or this day? And she said, honey, what are you doing? And then I said, I'm trying to set up an appointment with you. And then so basically, I want you to work with me. And I said, wait, you want me to work with you? What do you even do? And then she was like, I work in the financial services industry. And I said, finance? I don't do finance. I'm 17 years old. I'm still in high school. I don't do finance. I almost hung up the phone because honestly, I was kind of scared. I didn't learn anything about money. And honestly, guys, coming from a low income household with a single mom, I was not taught about money, and I was actually really scared when it came to money. So when she gave me the opportunity to be in the financial services industry, I kind of had imposter syndrome. I was like, what is a girl like me with the background I was with and somebody that looks like me gonna be successful in this industry, right? So I almost said no, but she kept being persistent in me, and I went to her house because she invited me to go over to her house. And then since I saw everything she was doing, helping families set them up for their future, helping families with savings, helping family protecting their selves, their lives, all of that stuff, generational wealth, I was like, I never looked back, because I saw that if I can give somebody the helping hand that I was never given when I was younger, then why wouldn't I? Obviously, that just doesn't come from out of the sky, right? So it was really divine timing, and it was truly meant for me, because I went into the industry and I was really actually very successful at it, and I saw myself thriving at it, and I'm thriving every single day when it comes to it. So when it comes to that, that's how I really got into the insurance industry, the financial services industry, because I saw the impact, I saw the potential, and I just when I see something that I like, I put my 2 feet forward, and that's how I stood in it as well.
And it is so impactful. I mean, you made a lot of great points there, but definitely one of being like, that of which we don't understand or aren't educated on is what we fear, right? And if for a lot of, I was speaking for my own millennial generation, Gen Z, and everything as well, that we're not taught on these things, and maybe grew up as well where that wasn't, maybe didn't see the best examples of that, or also had parents who were in fear of that, and that just is generational and almost passed down. And so we're afraid of this, and that's going to continue until we see this and understand this and how to leverage this. And that's how you change a whole entire financial future for a generation and a family, and ongoing. And so it's really awesome to see you see that impact and making that impact, and how big that is. I mean, you are literally setting people up for success in the future, and even just by getting them to think about these things.
Exactly.
Yes, the financial services and life insurance and stuff obviously have huge impacts, but even by just getting them to think about this versus, hey, I got a paycheck, I'm gonna spend a paycheck, I'm gonna borrow some money, I'm going to get in debt, and I'm going to not know what to do, and how I'm going to get out of this, and now I'm in this cycle that continues. And so it's huge. And so it's been really awesome. We'll talk about that some more too. I know it's really awesome. So we talked a little bit how you got in, we talked a little bit how you started on that social journey as well. I mean, and how you spent that time soaking up the knowledge, and then now going out to really talk to people about that. What were some challenges you were facing before coming into the Closers Click?
So the challenges that I was facing is really just kind of putting myself out there and really being confident in who I was targeting. Because again, everyone around me was telling me, Olivia, young people don't want this stuff. Olivia, young people don't want this stuff. I looked around, wait, nobody's trying to go for these young people. Maybe it isn't working, right? I was in my own head. I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to teach these young people about stuff, but the evidence around me is showing otherwise, that I'm not going to be successful in this space. But I stayed persistent, because at the end of the day, I was like, okay, I need to try, at least try, okay? And I am going to keep trying and keep trying, keep trying. And it was really, that was the challenges that I was having. Really, just at the end of the day, I think a lot of people in this industry getting clients, right? But even when it comes to that, getting younger clients, it's a whole different story. So that was my thing in the beginning. But then I just saw, I was like, Olivia, where does young people live? Think about it. And I was like, social media, duh. So that's why I went heavy. And in TCC, the Closers Click group, they were like, go heavy on this platform because they live there. And I'm like, okay. And then I went, and then boom, it just made sense, because if they're living there and I go heavy on that, I will reach somebody. So that's basically what happened when it comes to that. Yeah.
Yeah, and guys, I promise we'll talk some more about the platforms, kind of what she's doing on there in just a second. But I mean, if I had $1 for every person that told me like it's impossible to sell to these sub 30-year-olds, it's not even worth it, no one sees interest, they're not married, don't have kids, like what are they gonna buy insurance for? I'd be a millionaire just off of people telling me that. So obviously, don't take things for facts until you have the data to back it up. And Olivia's shown right here why it's a mistake to not be testing things out and trying things out, especially when it's a myth of the insurance industry. So, and which it clearly is, as she's showing. So Olivia, how important has it been to get really clear on your target audience, and how has it helped your success on social media?
I mean, it's everything, guys. It's everything. I mean, I think one thing that I really realized is like, you have to speak to your target audience. Like, first of all, you have to have a target audience, and also you have to speak their language. Because guys, honestly, I didn't want to talk to the 40-year-old. I didn't want to talk to the 50-year-old. I don't want to talk to the 60-year-old. I wanted to be so niche down to that younger crowd, where it's like I'm speaking directly to them. I'm speaking at their pain points. I'm speaking their language. I know what they go through, so that they're like, oh, she's talking to me. When you have a target audience, that's what you want to have, where they're talking to me. And then that's how they resonate with you. I mean, every time I get on calls with these clients, they're like, I understand their problems. Like they don't even have to say it. I'm already saying like, oh, it's because you're like, work must be hard today, right? Like, so a little bit something like that. Like, how was work? I know that my ideal client, they go to work, they come back, but they still want to improve themselves, right? So I'm able to draw them through their day, and that's why they resonate with me, and they buy from me at the end of the day, because I'm going to talk to them like nobody else would. I'm going to understand them like nobody else would, and that's what makes me so appealing. So having your target audience is so important. And I knew, I was like, I just don't want to speak with the older crowd, because it's just not something that I want to do. So therefore, I eliminated that. I said, okay, good. Now I can focus. And when you place focus on who you want to talk to, that's when you drive results. When you're unfocused and you're like, oh, I want to go this way, this way, this way, people are going to be like, who is she talking to? And they're just not going to resonate with you and not want to connect with you in that way. So it's very important when it comes to target audience, to really kind of go down. And guys, you don't have to figure it out today. It's going to take a long time. For me, it took a long time. My ideal client probably 6 months ago is different to the ideal client today. So it takes constant work, and it takes experience. As you start talking to people, you're like, I don't like working with that type of person. I'm going to not go in that direction with my marketing. I'm going to talk in this direction. And then you're going to start kind of your clients that you're going to have, and the experience you're going to bring in is going to actually be effective in how you market for your content. And you're going to be like, okay, this kind of person likes this, so I'm going to talk about this in this way. And that's that. That's just basically why target audience is so important when it comes to that.
Yeah, I mean, if you try to serve everybody and anything, you'll end up not serving anybody or anything. And so having a niche, having a focused target market is so important, especially at the beginning. You can always branch out more later or anything like that. But at the beginning, one mistake I see is everybody tries to serve everybody and everything, take anything that comes across the desk. Yeah. And they don't get to be experts at really anything or be able to speak really well to any particular target audience. So that's something that you've done so well. And not to put you on the spot or anything, but like being able to clearly articulate, kind of define who that audience is too. I mean, who is your audience? How do you describe them? How do you really, what are they like? Where do you find them? Who's that audience for you?
Yeah, when it comes to me, my ideal client works a job, right? But they still have an entrepreneurial mindset. They're not quite an entrepreneur, but they like the freedom of it all. And they have ambitions, they have goals other than just, I'm just gonna go to work and then go out of work and then not really think about it. They actually want to get ahead in life. And that's why they talk to me, because they know that I'm one of the pills that will get them ahead in life, right? So that's one thing that they do have. Whenever I ask them, what are your goals? They usually have goals of, oh, I want to kind of have freedom at the end of the day. I want to have a house. They have ambitions. It's not just like they're just like coming on here just for information and all that stuff. Like they actually want to get ahead in life, and they work a job, but they have a good work ethic and they want to get ahead. They have goals, they have ambitions, and I'm one of the things that are helping them get to that. So that's basically what my ideal client is. Yeah.
And I love it, also, on this myth that we've already talked about is that younger generations don't buy life insurance stuff. And almost like people being like, oh, well, what's your hook to them? How do you get them to say yes? Or like, oh, I don't have a family, or, well, I'm not married or whatever. But I've seen your TikToks. I've seen the channel. I've seen your videos and everything. And it's not like you even have to overcome that as much, because they're coming to you, they're asking you, they're interested. You're drawing these people out so that they're coming to you. And it's not of approaching some random younger person and being like, hey, you should get life insurance. What is that? And why should I get that? It's, hey, I see what you're doing. I see what you're talking about. This makes sense. I need help. Can I get a quote? Can you help me? Can you help me with this? I see the value in this. And so you're pulling those people out to you, where it's not even like you're having to have hard conversations with them. They're already seeing that and coming to you, right?
Yeah. That's basically it. And at the end of the day, guys, marketing, all it is that you're compelling the right people and repelling the wrong people. That's all it is. And I am fine. If you're young, I don't want you to come with me if you're the type of person that's lazy, the type of person that doesn't have a job, the type of person that really doesn't want anything in their future. They think that everything's a scam when they don't I don't want to talk to that person. I don't care if you're young, okay? I want to talk to the person that is ambitious, their work ethic, they're a go-getter. I want to talk to that person and that person only. Okay, all the rest of the people, I'm not really interested in.
I love it. It's clearly defined on your target market. I'd love to know. Talk to me a little bit. There's a lot of social media platforms. I mean, and there's a lot that younger generations hang out on as well. It's not just TikTok, although I mean, TikTok's fun. TikTok's awesome. I love it. But so why TikTok? And then how'd you come up with your content, creative ideas and stuff off of that? And then finally, too, did it happen off your very first post, or was this a journey?
So why TikTok? TikTok, because honestly, TCC told me to go heavy on TikTok. So I went on, and a lot of people were telling me, they were like, you want to talk to the younger generations, so you need to be on TikTok, you need to go heavy on TikTok. So I was like, hey, if like more than 3 people have been telling me, I'm going to go heavy on TikTok. So that's why I picked TikTok, and I just love I love speaking. So I was like, I need to be better on video. So I really went on TikTok, and I wanted to have that improvement there. So I went on TikTok and I made videos. And when it comes to, was it a journey? Yes, it was a journey. I posted inconsistently, just like everybody else on social media has done. But when I was actually being consistent on it, that's when I saw results. That's when I started building an audience. That's when I saw people commenting, engaging. That's when I really saw the most results, is when I start being consistent. So that's basically why I chose TikTok and how I am still using it to this day. Yeah.
I love it. And had you been using TikTok or on the platform at all prior to that?
So I have been using it every here and there. And actually, guys, since remember how I told you how I thought my imposter syndrome was telling me that, Olivia, nobody wants to hear about TikTok. Nobody wants to hear about life insurance when they're young. So I had that in my mind. So before then, guys, I wasn't talking anything about life insurance. I was just showing my personality because I was like, oh, I'm building my brand. But as soon as I made my first video about what I do, my first video about life insurance, that's when it went viral. And that it just shows, like, Olivia, just actually be authentic and actually show people, because you care about this topic. And I think people saw, oh, she has a little bit of passion behind this. She knows what she's talking about, and that's why people went to me, and that's how I got like an influx of leads coming into my pipeline.
I love it, but I mean, and what you mentioned, what you're doing prior to that as well, building your brand, that's important, and what you're talking about is important too. I mean, because that is you and that is your personality, but with what you're doing as well, I mean, yes, there are sources out there for life insurance, financial service stuff, but they're coming to you and they're talking to you and they're getting info from you. And part of that is because they feel like they connect with you. They feel like you understand them. They feel like you're explaining stuff in a way that makes sense. They like your personality. Your TikToks are fun. Yes, who wouldn't want someone fun to work with as well? And so that brand of personality and what you're doing through that is also a big factor, right? I mean, yeah. Your clients like working with you?
Yes. They like working with me because whenever I talk, it's very casual, and we're basically like friends. I'm like, you can just reach out to me whenever you want when it comes to that. And that, yeah, I just act like a friend, and they like that, because at the end of the day, when it comes to younger people, they don't want to talk to salespeople. And there's like a crazy statistic out there, like 70% or something will never want to talk to a salesperson ever in their life when it comes to finance or insurance. So I'm like, I just act like I'm their friend. And then that's where basically I get people to kind of think about that and go through the process of it all.
Someone came up or whatever, and getting in front of them and how they interact and respond, and what you're talking about, kind of some of the behaviors of these younger generations as well. And I saw a comment that maybe kind of look at it too. People, I work with Medicare enrollees, contract with the IUL carriers, and harassed by calls, just don't answer the phone and stuff anymore. And I'm talking about, this is not just older generations, across the spectrum. Like older generations not answer the phone anymore because it's a bunch of spam calls, spam likely, harassments, the fraudulent calls and stuff. And then you get into the like millennial and Gen Zs, we're not gonna answer the phone even when we know who you are. Like, much less if you're a salesperson. Even if you're my friend and calling me, I might shoot you a text of something like, why are you calling? Like, what do we need to talk about? Rather than just answering the phone. And guys, the sooner people really accept the fact that if you're just calling people, hoping people pick up and talk to you, your contact rate is going to drop. And that's why getting in front of people in the way of which they want to get in front of, and not coming across as that salesperson, but rather either a friend, an educator, something in those aspects, is the way to attract these people to you and have these conversations and get in front of them. And so I think you got to realize that people's behaviors are changing nowadays, and you got to adapt to those, and no matter what the age range is, even more so in the younger, but even the older generations, people are complaining about contact rates dropping. It's because they're trying to call and no one wants to answer those calls. So multiple forms of contact are key. But yeah, that's awesome. So write yes in the comments if this is making sense. This makes sense. Let us know. If you got questions, keep asking. We're going to grab those. Before I hop to the next area, Olivia, I did want to talk about some of these ones that have blown up. Some of these viral videos, some of these ones that get a lot of attention, get a lot of comments, get a lot of people, like, versus other videos and stuff like that. What are some of these factors you've seen in some of these ones that have gone viral that you're like, I think it's some of these things that have really, really caused that and resonated?
Yes. So when it comes to that, I think just like being relatable and being human is a huge thing, because I think people can see through when you're like just talking about your business and you're just like trying to get something. I just talked my first viral run is because I just literally talked about my situation, and you kind of want to act like you're putting other people in you're putting yourself in other people's shoes, basically, and you're basically seeing their pain points and talking directly to them, what they're going through, their struggles, and then how you can help them with that. Because at the end of the day, guys, we all go on social media for a solution. We go on the internet for a solution. We go to Google for a solution. So give people solutions, right? When you just talk about your business, you're not really giving somebody a solution. You're giving them information, okay? And they might not see the solution. You see it because you kind of have that biased view, but you want to give people solutions constantly. And every single post you make, Here's the problem that you might be having. Here's the solution I can give you. Here's how I can educate you. This is how I can inspire you. This is how I can basically impact you in this way. You want to always be solution oriented when it comes to every single content piece that you make. And that's what I want to try to do more and more too, as well. I mean, we can all work on it, but making it solution oriented definitely is effective.
Love it. And another thing that you've done so well is a lot of people will get comments, get interest, just try to connect to those people and like in Messenger, things like that, or wherever. But you do a really good job of creating additional content and getting additional content pieces, interaction by responding to those comments and engaging with all of those. And in like TikTok, for example, making a video response to those comments that then get their own video views and engagement as well.
Yes. Yes, definitely. That's very important because engaging with your audience is what's going to set you apart. Most people, when they have so many things coming in, they got followers coming in, all of this stuff, they kind of neglect their audience a little bit as they start getting bigger. And I have to admit, I kind of did that as well because I just have so much going on in my day. But I need to start doing, we all need to start doing it more. We're actually talking to them and we're actually responding to them and explaining and really getting their questions answered, because we're solution people here.
And guys, this is showing the true power too of like organic social media marketing and organic marketing and stuff in general. Because you guys a lot of you are familiar with the lead side, which is great. You can have a consistent, profitable method on that side as well, which is great. Diversified pipelines, amazing. But talking about this organic method that a lot of people either don't use, haven't leveraged, haven't figured out, or maybe didn't see the value in. Mm-hmm. It's not so much like each one that's coming through and does a sale happen or not. It's this audience that you're building. This audience is the real gold that comes out of this, is you now have a following on TikTok. You have people that are constantly seeing it, whether there's someone to reach out now or reach out later, or send a referral now or referral later, or see you on other platforms and other opportunities that come out of that, sponsorships, all kind of things can come from that. You're building up an ecosystem and a business, not only for life insurance financial services, it's going to expand to a lot of different areas that when you're an entrepreneur and you're building up these things, you may end up having a portfolio of businesses in different areas and stuff that all can come out of your audience, which is really the golden goose. You're building this audience that can lead to all kinds of things. And so that's so powerful, seeing what you've already built and just how much more further you can even take that.
Yes, I'm so excited. Guys, people have been making millions and millions and millions of dollars from organic social media, not paying a dime in ads. I've never paid a dime in ads. I don't know how that works, but like organic is just so amazing because I just know, I'm like, these are my people, these are the people that I attract. And I love that I kind of curated that specific kind of audience. It's really amazing.
And before I go to the next one, also I wanted to mention, like, some people may be thinking here, like, hey, this is awesome. Olivia's done great, but social media and TikTok is a young person's game, and I don't know if I can figure that out. I don't know if I can do that. That seems really tough. That seems like it would be a big learning curve. I don't know if I'm creative like that. And I do, there's a million excuses people can make, a million ways, and maybe it's not TikTok, but social media in general is not going away. It's a huge opportunity. It depends on your audience, of course. But I will say, we also literally have, grandparents, in TCC that are also doing content on TikTok and doing well on TikTok as well. There's no excuse, or there's no age restrictions on any of this. You can leverage these platforms no matter, even if, it may take a little bit of learning curve, as with anything, but the opportunity is there. And if you see the opportunity, calling and working leads takes a learning curve. So why not put it into something also that you can build up your audience too? So
yes,
let's go put that out there.
Yes, that's very important. And I love this quote that I think, I forgot what their name was, but it said, "Don't make other people seem significant to let yourself off the hook." Don't make me seem significant to let yourself off the hook. Oh, I don't need to do TikTok. She's just really good at it. You know, that person's really good at YouTube. So I'm going to let myself off the hook when it comes to that. No, don't make us significant. We all started with zero, and you can start at the same time. It's just your desire and for your purpose and your why at the end of the day.
I mean, and you could differentiate yourself super awesome on TikTok if you're 60, 70, 80 years old, get on there, like, you know, doing your TikTok trends. So just saying, guys, TikTok may be an opportunity for you guys to hop in. So, so with that, Olivia, what advice do you have for the audience tuning in today, especially those that are just getting started on social media?
I say I know it sounds super simplistic, but just post. I know, just do it. Just make content, because honestly, guys, I'm on social media all the time, and the amount of people in COVID alone that have become multimillionaires just from social media alone, I'm talking about $0, and like the brands that actually been able to be developed from social media alone and actually like studying it. You don't have to do like intensive, like read a whole 300-page book. I'm talking about like study other people in your market, you know, connect with other people that are specifically help in social media, and try to get yourself ahead, because at the end of the day, do you want to just build a business or do you want to build a brand? Because guess what lasts? Brands. Coca-Cola is going to last for a long time. McDonald's is going to last a long time because they've built a brand, not just a business. So you really have to make sure that that's a priority for this 2022 and beyond, because that's what's going to keep you up and flying and exponentially growing out of the waters, which we all want here.
And that's something I challenge all of you guys. Listen, whether you're an agency owner or producer, you know, listen to this, is think about your insurance business as a business. Think like an entrepreneur. Think, how do I grow this? Where are my bottlenecks? How do I solve these? How do I grow this? How do I leverage this to grow even faster, further? How do I entertain JV deals? How do I build up separate areas of companies? How do I build up multiple companies? How do I leverage my income coming off of this to acquire real estate? Think about this as a business that you're building, not just a sales job. If you think about this just as a sales job, you're so small-minded in what you can accomplish and do here, especially if you don't have a why, an impact of why you're doing this, that's what makes it, one of the reasons makes it so tough to really be successful in this industry. But when you have, one, a strong reason why you're doing it, impact you're making, but two, thinking about it truly like a business that you're building, you have unlimited opportunity. So as Olivia's already skyrocketing off to on a rocket ship. So Olivia, I'd love to hear you know, just a few words, you know, on what kind of impact or what you've gotten out of as far as the Closers Click for really this journey as well. I know when we started, just kind of like, this sounds interesting, it's cool, let's do this. So
Okay, so it was really just a transformation. Like, guys, I'm telling you, I had zero leads coming in. I had zero clients coming in. I did not know what the heck to do in the insurance industry. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I went into the group, and I was like surrounded by people that have been in it for so long, people that had so much knowledge. And I'm like, this is exactly what I need. And from being on the calls, I was given a lot of good advice, you know, because honestly, I have decades of knowledge all in one group, and then I was able to do it in a couple of days because they have decades of knowledge. So I was able to go implement it, and that's how I was able to go on TikTok. I was able to educate, and I was able to really apply effective business strategies for the insurance industry so that I can exponentially rocket ship, you know. And that's what it really helped me. It helped me a lot with branding and just basically social media of it all. I thought I knew a lot when it came to social media. I went into GCC. I was like, okay, I have other things that I can apply. Perfect. So that's what really got me up and going when it comes to that. TCC. Love that.
Love it. Thank you, Olivia. That's awesome. Olivia, I've already seen some people asking for it. So where can people find you, connect with you, and who is an ideal referral partner for you too?
Gotcha. Okay, so where you can connect with me, I'm on TikTok, as you can tell a lot, at Olivia Appleberry 222. Yes, like the fruit, Olivia Appleberry 222. That's my TikTok. And then Instagram, I'm on there a lot because that's where my audience lives, guys. Olivia Appleberry, which is just Olivia Appleberry. And then when it comes to that, that's basically where you can find me. DM me on Facebook as well, Olivia Appleberry. And my deal referral partner is basically anyone that wants to help when it comes to like getting early generations set up, and also people that I can maybe refer to when it comes to different types of situations, because I run into not only young people, guys, I actually run into a lot of people that are older and need to get set up as well. So basically anyone that's willing to help me when it comes to learning, giving me that experience, maybe being my little mentor there. I love having multiple mentors. And yeah, just people that want to impact the early generations as well.
Yeah, I saw multiple comments about send me your 40, 50, 60-year-olds. So, and that's the thing, guys. If you know your target audience, resonate with them, have a solid plan for referrals for the others to people that's their target audience. I mean, at the end of the day, if you know, hey, 40-year-olds are my jam. I love them. I breathe it. I am a 40-year-old or whatever. Well, great, perfect. They're going to be a better fit with you than for me. That's not really who I focus on. And that's how you end up with solid referral partner relationships. And at the end of the day, everybody getting helped, but with the person that probably is the right fit for them. So that's awesome. Thank you, Olivia, for sharing that. But Olivia, we are so thankful for having you here. So excited for what you've already accomplished and what we know you will continue accomplishing with a huge 2022. Congrats on everything and hopping right in and doing it. So where I'm going to go hop off and watch some TikToks now. So see you guys in 24 hours when I finally get off of it. And hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Once again, no Facebook Live next Monday, but come back on January 3rd. Hope you guys enjoy the holidays and, say hi in the group. We love greeting you guys and hope you guys have an amazing, amazing holidays. So thank you so much, Olivia. Hope you have a wonderful one too.
No problem.